Weird time we're living in. That's what we're going to start with the musing portion of this. What a weird time we're living. Greetings. My name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. There are people in here. I mean, hi. And hello. Let's see. I saw names. I saw thumbs. What's going on here? What's this? What's this? That took all of 2 seconds. High five. 5 fingers. Andrew Butler, hi. How are you? I hope you're well. I still have your samples. They're right there. So they're always watching me. I'm gonna do those soon. As long as my brain doesn't need a break, which it usually does. But Friday in particular was just nothing serious. Just, I needed a break from everything. Everyone does. They just usually don't tell you about it. Pop KillCo, hi. Dad, I hope you're doing okay. Oh, I know you've been busy. You and Mom are always busy now, doing all kinds of fun stuff. Music Maestro. That is probably too loud. There we go. Tonight on Sample Sunday, which is the simplest of live streams I've decided I'm going to do, until I run out of samples, of course, but that's a ways off. I decided to hurt myself, because we all like that here. But in a good way. It's a thing. Look it up. We have something called Garrison Brothers Straight Bourbon, and this is an Irene pick. I haven't had Garrison Brothers in a hot minute, and by a hot minute I mean probably 2 years. Since I was in Texas at their distillery. Their bottles tend to be a little on the pricey side, so I just go find other stuff. That's it. They have a very cowboy theme. It's very y'all. Nothing wrong with it, but I really like doing that in video games, which I have been doing quite a bit lately. It's very enjoyable. Nice to go around the world on a horse. Stream Elements bottle running. Thank you, Stream Elements. The catch here, the hurting myself part. I really feel like I'm gonna drop this. The scary part about this is, of course, I have had no whiskey today. I had a beer. It's not the first alcohol I've had today. But this thing is the Hazmat. In quotations, the Hazmat. 73.2%. I can set this on fire. I won't. This time. Zenbud, hello. Sipping Heyman's Old Tonic Gin and Heyman's Old Tom Gin and Tonic. I've never had Heyman's Old Tom Gin. Curious. At the very least. Excuse me. Do the thing, Brian. Yay. Thank you. Surprised I remember that this early. But this is what we're starting with. So we're talking with the Texas whiskey, 73.2%. You know, I convinced myself not to do this for a little bit, a little while. I thought, oh, I'll do the Garrison pick thing. Okay, cool. And then I was like, oh, no, I'll do something else. And then I, had something else. I don't even remember which one it was. There's quite a few here. And then I talked myself out of it and said, no, it'll be fine. 73.2%. Sugar Kitty. Tried any of theirs yet? Price has been part of the... Yeah, it is part of the problem. Are they the ones who made one that sounds like a disease? Maybe. I don't know. I actually don't know many Garrison Brother name title things. I know Balcones has a lot of wild names out there. Sometimes Ironroot does. Nothing crazy. Nothing that made me think disease, but then there might be a lost in translation thing from over here to over there. So if you can tell me which disease, maybe I'll have a better idea. Also, it's over now 1,000 if you're wondering. I'm actually a little terrified to drink this. Let's not pretend. Because I have to drink it in an hour. Well, I don't have to, but Challenge accepted. Yeah, good God. I think that's what motor oil looks like. You can't see, so. Wow. Oof. And I smell it. Wow. That's incredible. That is hazardous material. Whoa. Like fumes from gasoline. Jeez. I don't know if I should keep this covered. No, it was sit there. Okay. Off to a great start. See if my camera wants to cooperate today. It's oil. All the way from Texas. Focus, you son of a gun. Balmora? Dalmore? Dalmore? With a D? Dalmore? Jimmy Jazz. Good evening. So that's what we're dealing with for color. A little concerned. But in a good way. It actually... convincing myself of things. But it has... It's very dark, obviously. But at a certain angle, in a certain light, there seems to be this... Yeah, it's got an oil slick look. I won't pretend it doesn't. It's shiny. Like around the glass. Either way, it doesn't make sense. It's fine. Okay. Let's get into this. Please let me know what you're drinking. A little bit of thing. And now we're just going to relax for the next hour. I believe It's Bourbon Night has a guest tonight. 2 guests. Some guests. That's all I know. I don't know who they are. I might have a guest next Friday. I was supposed to have one this past Friday. Very glad I didn't, because I was just not up for doing anything that day. It was one of those days where I decided I'm going to do a bunch of real life stuff. And I did. And I was really tired after doing that. You know, real life stuff like, what did I even do? Oh, I went to the exercise in the morning. Oof. After the KillCo Whiskey Musings meetup, which went very well. It was delightful. Much whiskey and cocktails were had. Many things were planned and discussed. As that tends to happen when you're a certain group of people around here. You know who you are. Anyway. Let's get into drinking this. Funny enough, whenever I do legs, they all seem the same. But this one I'm just checking. Well, if you get enough of it, it seems like it's not moving. That's mildly disturbing. But we're good. And again, let me know what you're drinking. And all that. Hope the bot won't eject if I say that whiskey reminds me, sound-wise, of Gonorrhea at Dalmore? Or Garrison Bros. It doesn't seem to mind. So I already started smelling it without even realizing it. I was reading chat and it just immediately went to my nose. Believe it or not, it smells very dense and heavy. The oak impact is not as much as I would have thought, but it's still... There's a blatant char note. Not severe, but in a good way. You know, like charred meat. Charred something. Oh, charred marshmallow. Yeah. That kind of thing where it's like, whoa. Oh, it's called a Balmora. Okay. Got it. So yeah, I didn't even know Garrison Brothers had that. That's where we're at with me. Solo. Jesus. Hi. Here's our drink I forgot to pay for on Thursday. Thank you, Irene. Send me thank you. I didn't even look at the drink prices. That was one thing I decided to do there. Not because I thought someone would pay for it, but I just didn't care. I wanted to just enjoy the night. And we did. We had a lovely time. Again, I don't do a lot of while things are happening stuff. Like I don't film meetups. I don't put stuff on Instagram Live or anything. I probably should, to some extent. Maybe smaller events when it's just a few people. But you have to be there. I mean, really. Especially when it comes to being at Irene's store. We were not at Irene's store. But she was there. She was fortunate enough to be able to have the time to do so, which is, I feel very pleased that she gets to get away from her store and hang out and have whiskey, though she does a lot of whiskey stuff everywhere she goes. I will drink this. There was a fruit note, an orange fruit. Initially, I feel like it was a peach. Peaches. Oh. Huh. Did expect peach. Oh, brown sugar. Like, why am I really into this? There's a dense, heavy brown sugar note. I'm getting that brownies vibe. Whoa. And vanilla. The typical notes are there. I just tend to gloss over them. One of the funny things about doing whiskey stuff is you are going to repeat yourself a lot, because that's part of it. Recognizing things or situations or whatever. You know, your brain translating something. Sometimes it gets the same thing often. So you end up saying it a lot. And then you try to find different ways to say it. And then you realize vocabulary is a very interesting topic. Thankfully, my father's an English teacher. Was an English teacher. He retired. Oh. This is how my recording videos are, by the way. The unedited part of the video is me going like this over and over again, just thinking. Oh, it smells delightful. I mean, still dangerous, but what's really surprising is it doesn't give me that alcohol thing. But I'm pretty sure I'm past that in some level because of just being accustomed to it. Because I forget that's a thing. Where the initial thing that people are going to get when they smell whiskey is it smells like alcohol. It's like, yes, it does. And I can only wonder, I should try that someday. It's on the list now. Get people to visit my stream somehow and give them samples, and they don't drink whiskey. It's like, what does that smell like? Oh, alcohol. Oh. It's more fun to do in person, honestly. Alright, I'll drink it. Shh. Getting to it. Oh no, it doesn't drink like it at all. Really? Hold on. We're getting there. Yeah, there it is. Only a little. Only a little burn there. That's growing a little bit. But it's there. But not like 2 point something percent. 3.2. Ernest D. Malcolm. Oh, they did a thing. Yeah, they do that in Texas. They do that everywhere in America. Let's name a thing after a thing. Okay. My recent musing. All that. The idea of street names. A lot of them are simple. You know, Pine Street. Not hard. But then you have stuff like, well, mine specifically, Mill Street. Guess what used to be here? It's not a very long street either. And then there's Fish Road. There's all kinds of weird... I think about some street names like that, and it's like, okay. But you never really understand why. And then there's other that's like names, people, or places. But I do like that. I remember hearing that. The Bal, More, Ray. A deer, a fiend, Ray. No, sorry. What? Adorable. Slap Nightpot. Maybe after Nightpot. It's good. Initial sip, good. That is naughty. I remember distinctly when I was a boy. Really child, a boy, young boy. I used to lie. Not a bad way. But just if I didn't know something, I'd make something up. I had a very active imagination. And this was not a hard one. The same thought crossed my mind. It's like, oh, it's Fish Road. I'm guessing it smells like fish. If you go down that road, it smells like fish. That's why it's Fish Road. I distinctly remember saying that. I don't know why. And I remember who I was with. And which way we were going. There's a lot of little things like that. I don't know if other people have this, but you just like lock on to one memory and hold on to it for absolutely no reason. That one in particular. Why? It's happened a lot. But it's fun. It's just so I can bring it up later. That's what it is. This moment. The circle is complete. Alright. I'm going to attempt to hold this on my palate. We'll see what happens. Initial sip was just nice. Whoa! Once the air hits it, woohoo! Ow, burning. Tingly! I thought of plum. Alright, this is aggressive. Not severely, not like you would think as a high-proof hazmat thing that it is. But it settles on my tongue and then just prickly. I don't know why I got plum. God, it lingers. Oh, coffee. Yeah, coffee note. Near the finish. I'm waiting to feel my tongue again. What else? I'm gonna have to take another sip. Dang. I'm not gonna hold my tongue as long. And it was at first I had it and put it on my palate. I was like, all right, this isn't too bad. The moment I swallowed and opened my mouth, just a smidge, woof, just like that, it caught fire. Which it could. Stay safe, kids. It was really nice. It's got brownie vibes. Apparently it had a plum fruit note in the middle, and it finishes with a little bit of coffee. And it engulfs the palate. It is very, well, you said oily earlier, but it just clings. It won't go away. It's not a bad thing. I'm guessing it's covering up a little bit of, some whiskeys that'll give you dry, your tongue will go dry. Not in this case. Just slicked. Slicked over with this stuff. Zenbu, this is 73.2%. It's literally hazardous material. It's very... Shade Diversity. Shade Thames. Street just around the corner from the office of my second full-time job. Isn't that weird? I have a lot of weird names for places. We have a Thames Street in Newport and a Broadway. Of course we do. Those seem like standard road names. Like if there's always a Broadway, there's always a main road. In my area, there's East Main Road and West Main Road are very popular. And it always bugged me. We're going off the rails, but of course we are. It's my channel. So East Main Road and West Main Road. And they do this with every road, I think. I don't remember. But East Main Road is on the east side of the island, except it goes north to south. I understand it. It's like a longitude-latitude thing. It drives me insane. So when I think of East Main Road, it is on the eastern side of where, the island that it's on. And West Main Road is on the western side of the island. So we're like north, south, east, west, compass-wise. We're going this way, and my brain wants to go this way. And then you want to call it, what are the rest around here? This is a very odd topic to get stuck on. 95 north, 95 south, and then there's 195 east and west. Roads are weird. That's another thing. Numbers and letters for roads. There's a song about one of them. Which one is that? Route 66. I forget how it goes. Kicks on Route 66. It's an old song. Again, if you insist. Coffee bean. Chocolate covered coffee bean. Got it. Ugh. The prickly notes though on my tongue. Ha-cha-cha-cha. It's not too bad. For me. I have no idea how anyone else would react to this. This is, however, one that I would and will add water to. Thankfully, it's not overly aggressive. As far as the proof that it is, it doesn't drink like that. However, since it is a higher proof, this is the one thing I've experienced numerous times when drinking whiskey at a higher proof is, yeah, it can have a lot, but it can also have a little too much as far as the proof kind of obliterating flavors a little. Not completely. Again, I got tasting notes off that. And this one has a nice beginning and middle and end, so it's got a lovely progression. A coffee note at the end, and chocolate / coffee. Like, what'd I say? Coffee bean and chocolate. That was nice. I've had that. That's an interesting experience. Somehow there was a fruit note of plum in the initial sip, at least. Or one of the initial sips. I've already forgotten. And a very long finish. It sticks on your tongue the whole time. It doesn't leave. Let's add some water. Where's my... Ooh. Drink some water first of all. Hydration is key. Oh, I feel better already. Where? It should be up here, so it will be up here, correct? Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't misplace things all the time at all. What are you talking about? Where is it? What's funny is it has a completely different top, so it should stand out. I don't have my water droplet thing, unless I put it behind me. Stupid thing to do, by the way. Well, and there's no way I can use the water from this thing. I know it's here. As soon as I stop looking, I'll find it. It was right next to all my other samples. But it was facing this way. So it looked like one of the samples, and I didn't see the sticker. Oh, you have a sticker on. Anyway, let's start by asking a question. Would you like to answer the questions for me? Oh, I'm supposed to do this. Hold on. YouTube overlords demand. There we go. Done. I have done my work. Now they will give me all the money. Not yet. Someday. In theory. Alright. How did I give a poll? I used to be able to give polls, can't I? There we go. Start a poll. Start a Q&A. I don't understand Q&A one. How many drops of water should I start with? We'll go with 1, 2, 3. Wait, and. Ask the community. Yes, I shall ask. Tell me, community, how must I water this thine whiskey-ish thing now? So I really has property, great internal space, with the bedroom overlooked a restaurant backlot. Rodents in a trash bin. Are you looking for just a... Well, I don't know what you're looking for. Condo? Or an apartment? Or a house? Forgetting what you're actually looking for. I assumed house. But I have no idea. I've talked about my house. The one I want to live in is somewhere in Newport, except it's not quite the specifics. It's got the look. It's just in the wrong place. It would be made of stone. It would look similar to a castle, except small. And I would be much farther away from civilization. I have a paradox in my mind for my living situation. I want to be far enough away so no one can really bother me, but close enough that I could go get something easily. Right now, I'm almost in that situation. I live in a very large apartment complex made of stone. It's fairly close to things by the car, and I can walk places. I just don't, because they're not that close. One of them is, but I don't really like going up. Some people are walking on roads. I don't like walking on roads, especially when they don't have a sidewalk. Does it? If I did have a sidewalk, there's people. Apartment type condo. There you go. That's rough. I've done that. I look every once in a while. I am in the cheapest location I can find, especially for where I am. Waiting for the poll, if you're wondering, before I add more. I don't want to drink too much more of this. I want to make sure I have every drop of it in there. Oh, excuse me. Ow. Music. Seem a little loud. Alright, let's see. I have no idea how many people are in here. So, anyone who is, thanks. I try not to look. I look at the start, and I was very surprised. More than just, 5. I think it was 6, 7. It's crazy. Thank you all for being here. I'll be here next Monday. Friday. Friday. Stay tuned for a video on Wednesday, though. And I really need to get off my ass and make the next one. They're sitting right next to me, too. They're right here. 1, 2, 3. And then I get into, if you're on Patreon, by the way, I have a Patreon. If you'd like to join, please do. It helps. Support this channel and just support me. And, I can buy groceries. Actually, I have no problem with groceries right now. I can buy more whiskey. Nope, don't really need that. I can buy a new chair. With your help. Thank you. And I have surprises coming up for March. Just received one recently, Zenbood, you know all about that. But I have all Irish whiskey. One of the few things I like about, holidays is when St. Patrick's Day runs around. Because then I can buy all sorts of Irish whiskey. I didn't need to, though. I have at least 3. 3. And now 4. I need to buy one more Irish whiskey. I'm trying to figure out which one is the real question. And right now, I also have a lot of bias. Because I like Redbreast 12, and I like Green Spot, and I like Red Spot. Well, of bottles I would buy, Redbreast is there, Green Spot is definitely there. What's the other one I do like? Oh, Jameson. Jameson, what is it, Black Barrel? No, the Stout. Their Stout was really nice. Very pleasant. Alright, let's end the poll. It looks like it's going to be clear who wins. Boop. And it is... Boop. Hold on. 75% of you voted for 2 drops of water. 2 drops it is. Try not to botch that up. Mama KillCo, hello! Oh no, I have other bottles. I have 3 bottles sitting next to me that are for the next 3 weeks. Not counting this week. It's all done in my head. I don't want to think about it. I have enough bottles that'll get me up to March. And then for March, there are 5 Wednesdays in March. That caught me off guard. That's why it's like, oh, I need to buy another bottle. Oh. So here we are. 2 drops. 1, 2. What that does. That is not where that goes. Yeah. Put his butt in a new chair. Zenbu, thank you. That's a selling point right there. What's really awful is I'm at that point where I just want a decent office chair that I can sit in and get, because now I'm working here rather than just playing games here all the time. Which I'm still doing. Just not as much. Where it's more comfortable. I've never actually gotten a chair on purpose to be comfortable. I've always been whatever chair is available kind of person. And now knowing, at my age, knowing that it's going to be a work chair, literally, I'm pretty sure the office chair companies out there know that they get to make a chair that people can sit in for many hours. And the problem is, I don't have one of those yet. But I will. But I'm going to be very picky about it. Because they're stupidly expensive. That's the part that really bothers me. You can go out and get a cheap, affordable office chair for like $200. How many whiskeys could I buy with that? One. No. 4. Maybe even more. Oh, wait, no, I haven't used that in a while. My old, which probably isn't correct anymore, my old methodology of rating prices of things used to be, well, how many bottles of Wild Turkey 101 would it be? In that case, that's 8. Because it used to be, I don't know if it is anymore, a standard 750 ml of Wild Turkey 101 was $25. I have a feeling that's gone up since then, unfortunately. Alright, 2 drops. Let's see what that did. Oof. How did that happen? It brought out more of the char. So it's more oak forward. And I'm getting cookie vibes, like chocolate chip cookies instead of brownies. Or marshmallow, burned marshmallow char. Ooh. My concern now is how fast I'm drinking this and how quickly it's going to get in my head. I did eat lunch a little while ago. Mike Franklin, good evening. Welcome to this. If you're just joining, you know, whenever someone says something in chat, it's like, oh, you just got here, by the way. That. Something I have to remind myself of, as I've said before, is anytime I join a live stream, push the like button. Just because you're here. But we are having a Garrison Brothers pick from Irene Tan right now. And it was at 73.2%. And it's called The Hazmat. I believe this is one she... Actually, I don't know. I would assume this is a bottle she did once upon a time. But I don't know. This is a donation from Cliff Smith, who has graciously given me a few other things. Tom/Denboot also has tried these, like Andalusia's rum, which I already know is amazing. So there's that, and then Long Row Red 15-year Pinot Noir cask. Pinot Noir. It's a fancy word. It's French, I think. What? Sorry. I don't know how I said Pinot Noir, and my brain jumped over to Starbucks cold brew with some vanilla cream in it, which I like, unfortunately. I get more often than I care to admit. I think there's a little bit of this and that. That and this. Yes. Which is good, because I like, as I said, cold brew with a little vanilla cream. Sweet vanilla cream. Is it vanilla or was it sweet? I know Zenbood. I don't know how it happens. It doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure it was just a delayed tasting note. While I was not thinking about the drink, the back part of my brain, or front, or left, or right, or wherever the hell part of your brain deals with unconscious thoughts, which you're not thinking about directly. It was like, oh, Pinot Noir. You know what? Starbucks. This kind of tastes like Starbucks. That's it. I don't understand it. The brain is a weird thing, and mine is on medication, so there's that. Did I have mine earlier? I caught it. I did. One of the more exciting things that I got to do today is to fill up my weekly pill jar. It's such a joy. And I have to do it on Sunday because it runs out on Sunday. The hard part is remembering to take my pills in the morning on Sunday when it's empty. And for the record, this is not necessary knowledge for anyone except me, but I'm going to tell the internet. I decided yesterday, or recently, that I have to make a really good egg and cheese on a bagel. Because I do make a very good egg and cheese on a bagel. And I made one this morning. It was very tasty. It wasn't perfect. If it had bacon, it'd be great. But I suck at making bacon. I don't know if I trust that. Like microwavable stuff. Sketchy sketch. We'll see. Maybe I'll make one tomorrow. The weirdest feeling I have... Hold on. The weirdest feeling I have right now is I have to go exercise tomorrow, as I usually do. That's the only thing I've been able to get myself to do lately, is go to exercise 3 times a week. Thanks to all of you. Again, thank you for supporting this channel. Words. Yeah, it's weird how being able to do this has helped me in so many ways, especially physically and mentally. So thanks for that. And I've been doing it for a year now. What was my point? I've been going 3 times a week. I'll be going there tomorrow afternoon, and then Tuesday afternoon, and then Friday morning. Because the other 2 classes that they usually have during the week are at 8 a.m. No, I'm not doing that. I think I have to go grocery shopping. This is the kind of thing I get stuck on by myself. When I have to think about what is going to happen this week. It's not what other people do, which is get up and go to work, and then get home and do a whole bunch of other things in between all of that. No, I've done that for a while. I'm not good at it. So it's mostly just wake up and get out of bed. That part usually takes about an hour or more, depending. Zen Boot, thank you. It's hard to promote Patreon. I think my Patreon is like $5. So I think that's high. There are other options too. It goes higher from there, but I have no idea how Patreon works. Because in my head, it is a financial thing rather than a... I guess I want people to be committed to it to some extent. It's like, you really want to support this channel? Okay, $5 a month. And that equals to what? 50, 60, hold on. Math in my head. This will take a little bit. $60 a year if you stick around for a year. That's not a lot. When I say $60 in my head, I'm like, oh gosh, I don't have $60. That's the total of the year. Ah, Sugar Kitty, you can do stuff. Yeah, don't do that. I mean, I would like to do that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, Sugar Kitty, but I think I would like to get my vitals and know where I'm at. But I will be doing that soon too. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Speaking of musing over things and getting distracted, this week is going to be February. February. What a fun word. February. February. Anyhow, point is, how did that happen? I had just gotten into the idea of being in January and it being a new year. Now it's February. I'm going to see all that stupid pink and red stuff about Valentine's Day everywhere. Don't worry, I have a Valentine's Day episode coming out too. Believe it or not, it's about 4 roses. Whoa. Gives me the opportunity to buy 4 roses every year. Only reason I like it. So look forward to that. I'm looking forward to that because I get to open it. Yay. Yay for me. Oh, my initial thought there was I have to go see my doctor, my nurse practitioner person who checks on my vital every year and make sure I'm not in a bad place mentally. But I will see her in a couple weeks, a week and a half, soon. And then I will see a gastroenterologist. I get to see a lot of doctors. And I saw my psychiatrist Friday. think. Which is part of the reason I was so tired and didn't want to do anything. Making sure I have enough medication for myself. Yay. But, yeah, a lot of doctor visits. Not quite bad doctor visits, but it's never fun. I have this thing. One, I don't like getting somewhere to wait. No one likes that. But they have a waiting room, so you just get there and wait. Or if you're lucky, you get to fill out paperwork. Yay. How exciting. Biking Bourbon, hello. Cheers. We were just talking about exercise. And I have said every time I see your name, I said, I should ride my bike. It's not time of year for it right now, but I'm beginning other exercise. Excuse me. Ow. Not good. Not funny. What was my point? Doctor visits. Yeah, those are fun for me. As I said, don't like waiting rooms. One, waiting. You get somewhere to wait. Not you get somewhere and go in. It's not the grocery store. You get there, you walk in, you get your stuff, you leave. No, you get to your doctor's office, you get there, you tell them you're there. They go, okay, sit down and wait. And then you wait. Eventually, when you get to go in, you talk to a nurse usually, which isn't a bad thing. And then they weigh you, and then take you to a small room with only one entrance, and then maybe take your blood pressure or something, and then they leave. And then you get to wait some more. Why is this the norm? Have you ever wondered that? I don't like it. I haven't really had too many bad experiences with doctor's offices, but something about just the whole process makes my brain twitchy. Because I have a distinct feeling it makes other people twitchy. Just a hunch. But for someone with my mental health problems, it's not. It's extremely unpleasant to some degree, but it's bearable. Don't like it a lot. Sugar Kitty, when I go, they have small remote monitors we put on. Oh, they have sticky patches, one on each side and a third on the ribs. Ugh. And they record the heart like an EKG so they could stop if we do too much. Oh, are you on a bike? Or something? Are you exercising or running? I know there's things where I've seen that done. I've never had it done to me. I don't know if I'd want to. It sounds terrifying. Oh, and I forgot about my favorite part about seeing the doctor. That's what's really bothering me, Brian. You knew that, and you didn't think about it because you didn't like it. If this is a yearly physical, they're going to ask to have some blood drawn. Yay. And I have a fatty liver. I haven't forgot about that. So they're probably going to have me get scanned again. I'm sure pets are a lot more honest about how much they dislike veterinarian offices. Although if they're a good vet, they usually can get the pet to simmer down. Oh, there you go. Good on you, Sugar Kitty. I love how people say that. It's like, oh, I've never had one done. I'm sure I will soon. And lots of other people have it done the same amount of time. If you get to a certain age, I think they start checking a lot more. For reasons. So I find it amusing. Because it's one of those, like, medical procedures that people don't want to talk about, but it's one that's very commonly done all the time. It's weird. It's wild. Wild, wild west. Alright. Sorry, back. Doctor's offices are not fun. That was the basis of that conversation. But it's not terrible. I'm just not looking forward to the blood part. You're new here. Someone had a very bad experience with blood being drawn as a kid, and it's kind of stuck. But I can get through it pretty easily right now, as long as I don't look at it. As long as I'm sitting down, then I won't pass out, which is nice. As long as I don't look at it. I've tried to look at it before. It doesn't go well. There's the, I don't know what to call it, but I guess for most of the times when I have blood taken, there's like that machoism of, I'm going to stare it right in the face. Oh. Oh, and it's not fun. If you've never had to just pass out, it is unpleasant. And people can tell when it's going to happen if they're looking at you, so I'm told. You go white while the blood just drains out of your face. Ugh. Your head tilts back, and that's it. You're out. I only have seen it happen myself from the inside, looking out. It's not pleasant. Diabetic checkups. Eye clinic. Ah, yes, I know, but you told me about the laser sessions. Hypertension, trying to work on the correct dose. Ah, that's gonna suck. I'm waiting for that. I've been playing computer games since I was a boy. I'm waiting for my hands to just not want to function anymore. My arm and my shoulder are getting there. They're doing weird stuff, so they're ahead of the game. Yay. That's another thing I had to ask about, because I don't... The weird thing about the medical profession, as we know it, is... What? Hold on. I lost my train of thought. Well, yeah, when you say something's not right, like with me, it's my shoulder and not so much my elbow, but something weird is with my shoulder. My elbow gets a little twitchy doing push-ups, but this really screws things up. But they check and they say nothing's wrong. Well, if nothing's wrong, then what's wrong? It still doesn't work. Chortle. Haha. I have to worry about that when I get a needle. Like, not like drawing blood, but jab in the arm. I've had that happen before. It's always a sign. I don't know if it's a sign, but one of the more interesting things I find myself thinking about for certain procedures, like getting a jab in the arm, like a flu shot, is did I bleed? Or if I bled, did I bleed a lot or just a little? They slap that Band-Aid on there real quick, and there have been times where I take the Band-Aid off, there's nothing there at all. Those are professionals. Other times there are. That's not so cool. Well, everything's moving fast. Hello, everyone's talking now. How do people keep up if everything's really moving so fast? I've heard about the prep work. IV beds every month. That sounds pretty awful. I don't know if I could handle an IV. I think I have. I've had very few medical procedures, thankfully. The only ones that I distinctly remember happening, one of them, it doesn't count as one, because again, our health care system is very weird, where I had some wisdom teeth out. So they ripped those out of my head. I remember passing out with the thing in the arm, felt it go to my heart, blunk, and then woke up with a mouthful of cotton. That's one I remember. And then the other one was when I had this away. Basically, they had to take a biopsy of my stomach or something. It's gross. They put me out to do it, so they did. I remember very well. I think that's when they put something in. I had like an IV or something got jabbed in me, and then they actually jabbed me with the other stuff, and that was interesting as well. It's fun to be conscious when they're rolling you in for the procedure. Like, hey guys, what's going on? Is this fun? I distinctly remember giggling and laughing a bit. I thought everything was very funny. So I guess that's a lightheadedness of some sort. And then they rolled me on my side, and that is the moment everything went dark. The punk, I was out. And then I was waking up as they were rolling me out. It was great. Another weird memory for no particular reason. Sugar Kitty, I'll keep that in mind. I don't know what the prep juice is, but if making it cold works, cool. Horse needle and sucked. Ooh. Yeah, technology is weird. What was the other weird thing? This is a musing episode, by the way. It's a sample Sunday. I've talked about the sample. It's good. Still a little intense even after that last sip. Still does not drink like it's proof or percentage. Hello. 10 of, yeah. Oh yeah, again. There we go. I don't know why I feel the need to stare at the camera and go when I do that, but I do. Yeah, Sugar Kitty, I definitely remember not liking shots as a kid, but then again, you're smaller, the needle itself is just bigger than you are. It looks much bigger than it is at that size that you are. So, yeah. Oh, sure, Kitty. Anytime there's a needle involved, I give them a heads up. It's like, by the way, be very careful, don't screw up. That's what I have to do with the blood work. I have to tell them immediately. Like, you cannot just have me stand there or lean or whatever the hell they do. Oh, no, it's not even sitting. The sitting, it doesn't work. I have to be in a chair that tilts back so I don't black out. Mr. Great Shot, hollow cheers to you. Thumbs are good. I know I just did that, but Mr. Great Shot. Every time someone shows up and talks in chat, I have to remember to do that. Daughter Pass Whiskey. That counts for you as well. Whoa. You said having an IV in your hand immediately. I'm like, usually it's the back of your hand, which is Daughter Pass, thank you for stopping in to say hi. Appreciate it. Again, I don't want to apologize. That doesn't feel right. But I took Friday off, basically. But thankfully, it's my schedule, so I can do that. Because I get a little overwhelmed and tired. And I still am. I still want to lie down. But I won't. Oh, man. Zenbud, you can help me on Red Dead, and I can do poker. And you can help. You gotta go to the casino, Zenbud, and really spend money. Blech. I will go sit at my little nickel and dime machine and just push the button. I don't want to go there. Not tonight. But it's been probably since sometime the end of last year since I've actually gone in there. Still super sketchy because there's so many freaking people in there. But if I pick a good time, it's nice and quiet. Pick the right time of day and the week. Get beer, sit at my station, maybe have a drink or three. Food, they have food there. They have like a restaurant, and then they have something else where you can get fast food. Which isn't bad, it's just fast food. Blah. Magnesium citrate. I've heard that. So it tastes bad is what you're saying. That's fun. It's a cold water idea. I will try to remember that. Again, I don't know when they're going to do that to me, but I have a feeling it'll be soon. Unfortunately, but again, as I said, it's a very common procedure that people just don't really. This like everyone knows, but no one says anything. My father had to have Papa KillCo, Mama KillCo. You still here? He's got a catheter, something that makes it easier for blood work because he has it all the time now, or at least fairly regularly due to current medical condition. But I don't think I could deal with that having something in me the whole time, all the time. Wow. Ooh. We'll see. Who knows? Port, yes. Get weird. Much more. I want to try a couple more drops of water because it was much sweeter initially. This will probably make it worse, but that's okay. There we go. We're learning. Yeah, mid-port. It didn't sound very pleasant when I heard about it. Wow, my brain's all over the place tonight. So I got charred pumpkin at first, which then changed to charred butternut squash? Or some kind of butternut squash thing. What the hell is going on? Oh, 16, good God. Ugh. I don't like getting jabbed. The more we talk about it, the more my arm's just like, no, you can't get at it. No. I know the only terrifying thing I have right now in my mind, the last time I went to the place where they do the blood work, and unfortunately the people change up a lot. So there's maybe a year where the same person has been doing the blood draw there. Maybe. And then they're gone, and they have to get used to someone else. But I only have to be there once a year or twice for blood work. You can tell I have problems with blood work just thinking about it. It's making me go like this, covering up my arms. I can't not do it now. But they suggested getting it from my hand, like the back of my hand. Like, just jab you right here. No. Actually, that way, probably. No, don't do that. That sounds awful. Mr. Great Shot, this is something hopefully you'll be able to try someday. This is a Garrison Bros Straight Bourbon Irene QS18. So I guess that means she did it in 2018. This is by Cliff Smith. You've talked to Cliff. So it's called Hazmat, and it started at 73.2%. So it's a little harder for him to get this to you, come to think of it. But still possible, don't tell anyone. Hand deliveries, you know. I don't know if that made it better or worse. What's really funny is I'm talking about Garrison Brothers. It's like, I don't really have many bottles of it around. I've never actually had a bottle of Garrison Brothers, come to think of it, but I realize that thing's right there. Drink Texas Bourbon. I believe that's them. It's very hard for me to tell from this angle, because I'm looking at the screen. Let me check. It is. I thought so, but I don't look behind me very often. So that's how I support them and their very, very Texas cowboy-ish whiskey. And with this thing, I believe I will have to say I did enjoy the start of it more than actually when I started to add water. But it's not something I can just sip on in the casual sort of whiskey way I like. We all have that kind of preferred way of drinking our whiskey. Some people really like to dig in. This one is certainly interesting to go over, as we did at the start, if you missed it. But, I say but a lot and then stop, but. However, adding water is interesting. It gets rid of the sweetness very fast. It brings out more of the char and the oak flavoring and the dry notes. More brownie or weird charred fruit things that I've thought about, apparently. But it's not at that level where I just want to sip on it casually for an hour. Because, I mean, look, I've added 4 drops of water. It's still here. There's still about an ounce left because I can't sip on it while conversating, having a conversation. Because it's just a little too distracting, really. You want that nice balance where you're talking about whiskey, but you're not totally distracted every time you take a sip. Which you kind of are with this. Again, very high proof. Mr. Great Shot, you got it. There's a little oak forward. I wonder if Whiskey Mountains would like this. I actually might. This one in particular, though, it did start out better at the beginning. It did get oak forward and charry and hard. That's a tasting note. But it's still nice. I'm going to water it down a little more. I'm going to just keep bringing it down until I can get past that char. Or maybe that dry note will go away. Or it'll just get worse. Who knows? I have to drink all of it anyway. Yay. With that, we're coming up to the end of the stream. It's Bourbon Nights going live right now, probably. Tell them I sent you, or just go over there because you probably were going to anyway, and I will unwind a bit more. Sip some whiskey, take it easy. My brain is really overworked right now. With that, as always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you. Wee. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.